What's up, guys? This is Sounders here, and today on this brand new channel, we will be starting a Oxygen Not Included series. So on episode 1, we're just starting off in a survival mode, and we're picking our first 3 duplicates. So out of these guys, you got bathroom use speed, probably not very good option, even though he's stronger. Sneezing, yeah, it'll be alright. And the air consumption less is pretty nice considering obviously they need oxygen production. Um, Everyone can hear you snore. It's probably not a good one, so we'll switch that out. And falling asleep anytime is definitely not good. We will definitely keep the germ resistance. And I think, you know what, we'll just take these 3. So we're going on to the new colony. It's called Gang. Alright, we're going to Gang. So the important things about this game are we gotta make food, we gotta make oxygen, and we gotta make sure our boys don't die. Alright, so we got 20 kilos of food and 3 survivors. So we'll have them start moving to dig to the left so we can start our expansion. The first thing we probably should do is we probably should get a food maker and some oxygen being produced. So once we get to some copper, we will start with that. Alright, so we need to get about 400 kilos of copper. And there's some right over here. And there's plenty of algae along the way that we can harvest for oxygen, all the fun stuff. Alright, so we need some power first. So we'll start with building a generator. And then we'll build a battery next to it so we can store excess power. Let's see where there's more copper. There's some copper right there. Quickly mine that up as they're building the generator. Thankfully, there's a bunch of copper above us, so we'll build up to there. Yeah, we'll just build right on up. Oops. Fix that real quick. Alright, so we got the generator built. Now we need a battery so we can store that power. That way, when they're not running around, we can have power. Alright, and then once we get up to this copper up here, we'll begin our oxygen diffuser. Thankfully, we've got all this oxalite producing enough oxygen so that we can at least start out not suffocating to death. Okay, as they're doing that, let's see if we can go around the world and explore real quick. So we got gold and slime, it looks like a slime biome, granite, crystals around us, more crystals, looks like something unknown down there, so we'll definitely explore that at some point. Alright, so we just got up into all the copper up here, so we'll just dig out a huge section of that. And while they're digging up there, we will build a storage bin or 2. That way we can store the goods that we mine up. And it looks like there's a muck root there, so once we get farming unlocked, we can begin planting. Alright, she's having, what is the oxygen looking like up there? Oh, no oxygen. Okay, so that's a problem. Alright, we are going to go into metal ore for that container. And then for this container, we're going to do organic matter. Let's see how it's reaching up there. Alright, it's starting to get up there. Alright, so now we've got power, the battery's charged up. We're going to start with an oxygen diffuser, because we all need that oxygen. And then we'll start digging up that elephant. Alright, that's making some solid moves to start up the game pretty quickly. Now that we've got the oxygen built, we got to connect it to the battery, which is very easy to do. And then we're going to start making our microbe musher. We're first going to just expand that way just a little bit with our tiles. So that way we can keep this close to the power source. Alright, now we got these guys building away. Staying up in the left hand corner, we should build an outhouse so that way our guys don't get sick. It's right here. We'll build it over by the ladder. That way we can keep it away from everything. And while we're at it, we will start digging up this algae over here so that way we can start to expand to our right a little bit more. Once we get this micro musher built, we'll start just producing food at a very, very fast rate. But we got to get to the water first, because in order to make the mush bars, you have to get water and dirt. And we do not have dirt or water at the moment. So we'll just build right end down ladders all the way down to the water, because there's a very, very, very nice pile of water down there. And we'll just continue expanding to the right. So it looks like in about a day and a half we'll get our next person, which will be very nice. Let's see what it is. Tutorial messages. Also says we'll need a wash basin, which is probably a good idea to put next to our food. And the outhouse, so that way they don't go and infect everything else. And we'll start with 10 mush bars. Alright, so that's the end of day 1, so we'll just skip through the night pretty quickly. And then you will get our little guys moving again to get this to a habitable planet. Alright, we're on to day 2 now. So they're finally building down to the water supply, so that way we can bring some water up for our food producer. We still got enough air from the oxalate around us to keep us alive, but we do have an oxygen diffuser. producing oxygen so that way we don't suffocate to death. And then over here we're also going to build a research station and connect it to the battery so that way we can start to progress in the game. And maybe eventually one day be able to build a rocket. We'll do that just because we got a bunch of things connected over here. Alright, good. This is taking some time, but as soon as we get down there, we should be good. And as I'm playing this game, if you guys have any tips for me, please leave it down in the comments below. It'd be really appreciated to have the help from you guys, especially in an area that I know a little about, but I'd like to grow my knowledge of this game, because it is a pretty fun game. Alright, the other battery's done over there. We'll have them pick this algae up. Keep it up. Alright, good. They're still working on that. We got plenty of copper, and we'll have plenty of water here shortly. And now that our research station is done, we can start with basic farming. So that way we can get an algae terrarium, a compost box, so that way we can turn polluted dirt down into dirt. We can start growing food, and we can have more food boxes. So, alright, the oxygen just needs to seep down there, but as soon as we get down there, we should be good with the oxygen. Alright, got Catalina over here. She's starting our research. So that way we can produce even more food and better food. Alright. Our next project is going to be a pitcher pump. And we're going to build some tiles down here. So that way we can put our pitcher pump. And the pitcher pump bottles the water so that way we can transport it to anything that requires water. We'll put it right there. That way our duplicates aren't standing in water and getting hypothermia everywhere they walk. Or drowning, as in the case of Max. Alright, she's still working on up here. Research, which is very good. And they're still down there. Alright, so it looks like in the next episode we'll be able to get the next duplicate to come out of the printing pod and increase our population from 3 to 4. See, is there oxygen again down there? Yes. Alright, so now we got the pitcher pump. We should be able to start producing food. Yep, just collecting the water down there. Alright, and gave it to the wash basins, so that way they can get the germs off and prevent disease from spreading. And then they should be transporting some to the micro musher as well. With this research that she's working on over here, we'll be able to get turning algae into fresh oxygen, as well as be able to break down any polluted dirt that we might get from the outhouse, which is very nice because it prevents the spread of polluted gas. Alright, she's washing up, and then hopefully you should be getting water so we can start producing food. Or they're just collecting recharges. I guess collecting copper is more important than collecting food these days. And we'll also start, if we got 3 of them, we'll start working on some cots. That way when they do sleep, they aren't like dying with sore backs. And this way we can keep their efficiency levels up. So now we'll have one person has a bed, so we'll just try to make sure that we keep up with everybody having at least one bed, that way no one has to sleep on the floor. Thankfully the Oxalite is still producing oxygen, and if there's plenty around us, that way we've got a little bit longer before we really have to worry about these guys suffocating. We'll give the food producer a priority 9, that way, which is the highest, so that way they can go and make sure that they're producing food before they do anything else, because obviously with only 17 kilograms of food stored, that's not very much. Alright, now it is downtime, so they'll just spend their time eating and doing absolutely nothing of any use. So, in cycle 3, we look to get our food producing and increase our quality of life. But as this cycle is coming to an end, I just want to say thank you for whoever is watching this video, and please leave a like and a subscribe, and leave a comment on how I could better these people's lives. Alright, this is Sounders heading out for the day. Peace.